that you can live by, and so become yourself, because the past is just a goodbye. Teach.
Okay, boys and girls, Mr. Rillard here, and we're going to be, I'm going to be demonstrating the assembly and disassembly and cleaning of the clarinet. Now, when you first sit down, you got to make sure that the clarinet, usually the case, the handle is on the bottom, because you don't want to open up, you do not want to open up your clarinet case upside down. Everything comes crashing out. So, put it like this, and you're going to be assembling it on your lap, just like this. Okay, when you start to assemble your instrument, you will open up the case, and first thing you do will be to take your reed out. Your reed will probably be in a case like this. You'll take the reed out, and you start soaking it in your mouth while you're putting your instrument together. Okay, boys and girls, now back with the clarinet. Now we're going to discuss the parts of the clarinet. Okay, notice how it fits in the case, kind of like a puzzle. Each part has its specific place, so you need to make sure that it fits. This is the lower joint. This has this thumb rest. It fits right here. Okay, the bell, upper joint, has this long key right here. This is the mouthpiece with the ligature. Ligature holds the reed. And this is the barrel. Okay, now first thing we do is we take cork grease and we put it on all of the little bits of cork that are on the joints, which keep the joints tight and from leaking. So they should be hard for them to put together, because that means they're tight. Okay, so I'm taking this cork grease, which also can look like a chapstick. Anyway, so you put it on all the corks, and you may have to do that, if it's a new clarinet, you're going to have to do it maybe once every couple of days until it gets greased up. But if it's an older clarinet, you can do it once every couple of weeks, unless it's hot and dry out. You want to put the cork grease on, because the corks will tear off sometimes if they aren't have any grease to put them together. Okay, we're going to assemble this clarinet. Now, this is the upper joint. This bridge key, this key raises this, and this little piece right here needs to line up with this right here. So you raise this and put this in like that. It can be tight, but now you see how it lines up. Now the reason you raise that, because if you don't raise this piece right here and you push them together and they push together and then they bend. One year I had a student who kept forgetting to do that, and he bent his keys, and it cost his parents $60 to get his clarinet fixed because his keys got so bent. Okay, and so I don't want that to happen to you. So it's important to line that up and raise that bridge key before you put it in. Okay, enough about that. Now we put the bell on. Okay, now when I put this on, I try not to squeeze any keys. I'll line the bell just like that. Okay, then I'm going to put the barrel on. It's nice and tight. Okay, and now, oops, hold on just a sec. I'm going to put the mouthpiece on. Now, after I put the mouthpiece on, I'll show you. I'll put the mouthpiece on first. Notice how the hole lines up with the key. Okay? Now, I put the ligature on. Oops. Oh, look, it happened. See what happened? I put it on upside down. You think, wow, it doesn't fit, Mr. Rillard. Aha. Now it fits. Okay, now comes for the most important part. The reed. Okay, I'm going to raise it up a little bit. When you put the reed on, you'll notice that the writing on the reed goes towards the hole in the mouthpiece. Okay, you raise it up. You want your reed to line up just like that, a little sliver of the mouthpiece. There you go. Then you tighten it down a little bit with the ligature screws. Not too tight. You don't tighten real tight, just a little bit. And the reed should be just perfect. Okay, now boys and girls, we're going to talk about disassembly and cleaning of the clarinet. When you are finished, you always loosen your ligature, take the ligature off. Now when you'll have been playing, your reed and the inside of your instrument will be wet from the condensation of playing. Okay, so you're going to take your reed, you can dry it off. You can dry it off on your cleaning swab, or you can just dry it off on your pants. Okay, now you take the reed. Now it's important, what we're going to do is you take the mouthpiece off, and you'll take the barrel off. Okay, now how do we clean the inside of this instrument? This is called a swab. You take the swab, you drop inside the instrument. It should work its way down there. There it is. You have a little weight on the end. And you take the swab and you pull it through the clarinet. Voila! Okay, now if you've been playing a lot, you may want to run it through 2 times. Okay? Now, then you take that swab, you dry out the barrel, and you dry out the inside of the mouthpiece. It's important to keep your clarinet dry. Like I've said before, it's kind of like a bathroom. You want it to dry out. If you don't, you put it in there and you close it all up, and it'll get all mildewy and it'll stink, and the pads and the instrument will rot. The pads will rot. So you want to make sure that it's clean. Now you're going to put it all back in its case like a puzzle. Okay, you put the ligature on the mouthpiece. You have your mouthpiece cap. Put that in there so like that. Put your reed in its case. You put that. You make sure your reed is nice and dry. Then you're going to take this part, take the bell, put it in there. Lower joint, you'll find a place for the thumb rest. Goes there. You got to make sure you get it right. Say, oh, it doesn't fit right that. Oh, okay, it fits like that. Then, okay, you can take your swab, fold it up, you put it inside there. Don't put it up in here. Down there. Then, after you put your cork grease in there too. After you close it, look at it closes just fine. There's nothing holding it open. You never put your book or anything. You latch it. Always make sure it's latched. Don't stand up and run out because you're running the recess, because then the clarinet will spill all everywhere. Take it, and that's how you disassemble the clarinet.
It's just a goodbye. Teach your children well. Their father's help did slowly go by.